What's happening, everyone? My name is Phil with PrecisionLED.com, and today we have a 2008 Acura TSX we'll be installing LED interior lights on. Now, this installation is compatible with year models 2004 through 2008, and is also compatible with both the TSX and the TSX Type S. Now, for today's installation, we're using a Precision LED 5730 style premium LED conversion kit. And with this kit, we have 3 interior trim tools that come along with it that makes for a little bit of an easier installation, and you'll see these being used throughout the video. For this installation, we'll be doing a conversion on our front map lights, the vanity mirror lights, the courtesy door lights here in the front on the driver's side and passenger side, as well as the rear dome light, the trunk light, license plate light, and backup reverse light. Now, you can see all these products online at PrecisionLED.com, and there's a link in the description box below for you to go ahead and check those out. Let's get started. We're looking here at the front overhead map light here on the driver's side, and we're going to take one of our 3 interior trim tools. We have the serrated knife tool with a flat end, pointed wedge tool, as well as a fork or a crowbar tool with a fork shape. We're going to use this tool and come in from the side that's closest to the interior here of the panel, the center, and you're going to come in from an angle and just force it down, and that should release the 2 clips locking it in place. And we pretty much were releasing here and here, and that gives us access to the bulb. We're then going to use the pointed wedge tool, and that'll help us just pry out the bulb. You could also use your hands, but depending on if the bulb is hot or not, you probably don't want to touch it too much. And that one comes right out. We're going to replace it here with one of our 5730 style LEDs. Now, this is non-polarity specific, so that means it can go in one way, or you can flip it around and go in the other way. In either orientation, the bulb will still work fine. So you get that one in. You want to make sure you angle the bulb slightly towards the side that the light should be facing, and that'll give you the best light output. Once you know that that bulb works, you're just going to go ahead and place this one back on, and you're just going to force it until you hear 2 clicks. That's all there is to it. We're looking now at the driver's side vanity mirror light. And we're going to be using the pointed end here of our serrated knife tool, coming from the bottom where you see the spacing left open, and you're going to force up, and that releases the clip that gives you access to the bulb. Take the pointed wedge tool again here and just force out from one side, and this one's going to be hot, so I'm just going to use a piece of cloth to grab the bulb. And we're going to replace it with one of our LEDs here. That one fits nice into place. We want to make sure that those LED boards are facing straight out. And this one is also a non-polarity specific bulb, so it could go either way. You're going to take your cover, goes in from the top first, and then you're pushing this one in. You hear that click sound. And that's all set. Same process on the passenger side. We're looking here at the courtesy door light on our passenger door assembly. And to remove this lens cover, we're going to use the flat end of our serrated knife tool here. Come in from the top in the center, force your way in and make some separation, and then you angle down, and that should release the lens cover from the assembly. Now, this bulb is recessed in. We're going to use a little piece of tape here. We're going to wrap the tape around the bulb, and that'll help us to pull the bulb out. You could use a pair of pliers, but you risk breaking or shattering the bulb. If you have a pair of rubber gloves, that'll help you get it out, but touching it directly with your fingers, you're just going to burn your fingers. So the tape method works pretty well. We're going to go ahead now and put our LED bulb in. Now, you want to make sure that the metal leads here are slightly forced to the outside, and that means when you plug it in, makes good contact. You can see how much brighter those ones are. Those ones should be really nice. We're gonna then take our lens cover. As you'll notice, these tabs here are pointed down and these tabs here are pointed forward. The ones pointed down go in first and the bottom, and then you press them in at the top and you're all set. We're looking now at the rear overhead dome light, and we're gonna use the same flat end here of our serrated knife tool. You're gonna come in from the back here, create some separation. Just rock this panel down, and that gives you access to the bulb here. You can use the pointed side of our tool here, just to help get this bulb out. There we go. And replacing it with one of our Festoon LEDs. Test to make sure it works. And you want to point this one straight down. Now, this one, the side that has the hole for the switch, goes in first. And then you press down here on the sides, lock that back in place. That's it. We're looking now at the trunk or the cargo light. You're going to use, actually, you don't have to worry about this. This is just on this customer's particular vehicle. They've removed their third brake light, but yours should be plugged in. You're going to use the pointed end of your serrated knife tool, come in from this side here, force down, and that releases the clip, gives you access to the bulb. Now we can unclip the power here, just to get the bulb to turn off. And this one I'm going to use a small cloth just to get the bulb out since it's hot. There we go. And we're going to replace it with a new LED. Plug it into power just to make sure it works. There we go. And then when you put it back in, wire side goes in first, and then you push, lock it in place. And that one's a really nice upgrade. We're looking now at the license plate lights here. I've already replaced the one on this side, so I'll show you how to access this one. You're going to be using the crowbar shaped tool, and you actually need to remove this piece of trim that's in the way. So we're going to come in, just pull down. There's 4 clips holding this in place. Once you have this out, kind of bend in the middle, and it helps to release this assembly. You now have access to the panel here. You're just going to push here on the flat end of your crowbar shaped tool, and that releases it. And essentially what we're doing is we're applying pressure to this side to pop this one out. And now you have access to the bulb. This one also is a bit unique. You need to push down with your thumb and your pointer finger. That releases this clip here, holding the lens cover in place. And now you have access to the halogen bulb. We're going to place that with one of our license plate LEDs. And for now, we're going to go ahead and check to make sure that the lights work. All right, so those do turn on, so we'll leave them on for now. This cover is going to go back on. You just line it up, and then get the clips to lock into place, just like that. And now when you reinstall this light, when we initially took it out, we forced it this way to remove. This time around, we're gonna set this side in first, and then we're gonna push down here to lock it in place, just like that. All right. Now for the cover here, the one thing you need to make sure is that these ends are already recessed in here first, and then you can go ahead and push the clips in. just like that. Now, if you were to put the clips in first and then tried to get these corner pieces in, you wouldn't have enough spacing. These have to go in first in order for you to get this part in and out. All right, and that's all there is to it. Moving on. We're looking now at the panel here to access the backup reverse light. A couple things you need to do. You need a flathead screwdriver to remove this clip here. So once it's down some, you can pull it out. And if that's a bit difficult, you can just use one of the tools to help you pry that down. There we go. That one comes out. And then this rubber stopper here needs to be removed as well. So you're just gonna pull up on the very end, and then you're gonna push this rubber panel this way to release it. And you can pull that out. The way it works is you have two sections here that slide into place and one that goes just in and out. And now you can pull down this panel here, and this socket right here gives you access to the bulb. Turn counterclockwise, and you can remove it. And this is a 7440 type bulb. And we'll be able to insert. Now this has a very specific way of inserting. It's not polarity, or it is polarity specific. So where you see the metal leads has to line up with the clips on the inside here. Get that one placed. Then you line it up and then turn clockwise to lock it back in place. And now go ahead and turn the car on, put it in reverse. And so now I'm going to reassemble. Put the two rubber stoppers in here on this side, slide it back, and then get the third one in, like that, and then put this clip back in, and then push this in, and you're all set.
And that's the end of the installation. If you have any questions or concerns, please email us at help@precisionled.com, or you can reach us online and submit a support ticket at www.precisionled.com/contact. Please like or subscribe if you enjoyed the video or enjoyed the process for what we do. It really does help us out when we make the next one, knowing that there's people out there watching the videos. Have a good one.